Thank you, David, for the introduction, and it's great to see so many familiar faces here. As David said, I'm going to cover manufactured housing, and I often call it an overlooked piece of the affordability crisis because we talk about multifamily, we talk about build-to-rent, we often don't talk about manufactured housing. It's really not a topic of conversation. We remain very, very bullish on this space. We truly think that it is one of the most attractive sectors today. It's undermanaged, it's easy to peg market rents, and you see a really vibrant tenant demand that's driven by that price discount to traditional housing. So we only have time to really scratch the surface of manufactured housing, but to give kind of an overview of what is manufactured housing, how big is the sector? In the US, we have 4.3 million pads. These sit on 44,000 communities throughout the US, and 22 million Americans are living at these communities. As far as the size of the land, you see about 6 to 8 pads per acre, so the sites are typically 15 to 20 acres. The home is built, you can see the homes here. The home is actually manufactured in a factory. It's built in a day. I've been to many of these factories, and it's a fascinating operation. You have an assembly line of workers that are, have one job. You don't have any weather risk, and so you can manufacture these very, very timely. And to take a step back on how the investment works, we own the land, the landlord owns the land. So the roads, the infrastructure, the clubhouse, the pool, the amenities, we own all of that, and the resident owns the home. So all of the homes that you see here, a resident owns, and we own the land. And so what that does for us is it does two things. Number one, the CapEx is very low. You can see relative to the other food groups, the CapEx is generally pretty low in this space. And it's important to note that the CapEx here is going to improve the quality of the community. We are putting in roads, we're putting in pools, we're putting in clubhouses. It's not going to big TI packages to improve the home. The other thing that we love about this space, and we love that the resident owns the home, is that the resident has equity in their home. It's oftentimes their biggest investment. They have the ability to ownership, and I think that it's probably the most affordable form of home ownership in the country. So we like many things about the space. I've laid those out on the bottom of the screen here. I think one of the most compelling pieces of the strategy is the supply and demand imbalance that you see. And Dana mentioned it in senior living, and I think it's something that you see in a lot of these specialty sectors, but I really think it's one of the most compelling aspects of the space. Over the past 15 years, you've seen supply continues to be constrained. You're seeing more parks demolished on an annual basis that are being delivered. You can see here, 0% of manufactured housing delivered as it compares to the existing supply. So virtually no new supply coming online.